Okay,
I have resent you.
So this is chapter 6. Okay, non-tariff barriers and the political economy of protectionism. This is from Salvatore. Okay, so in chapter 5 we discuss about tariff barriers, and we discuss the effect of tariff on production and consumption, and then on consumer surplus, on producer surplus, and on welfare of the economy in a small country case and large country case. Okay, so in this chapter we will discuss about the non-tariff trade barriers. Okay, this is about previous chapter. We discuss about tariff. Okay, so in this chapter we will discuss the quotas, which is a non-tariff barrier, and we will also discuss about voluntary export restraint, VERs. We will discuss some regulations that uh, also put a barriers on trade, and we will also discuss about export subsidy, and then we will discuss about dumping and anti-dumping measures that put a barriers. So first we will start with the quotas. So quota is basically a quantitative restriction, okay, on the import of a commodity. So quota is a numerical limit on the number of allowed imports. Okay, so we have import quota and also we have export quota, but in this chapter we will focus only on import quota. So in tariff we don't put any limit. Okay, you can import as much as you want, but you have to pay tariff. But here the case is different. Here there is a quantitative restriction on the number of imports. Okay, and then we will see if there is a quota, then what would be the effect on production and consumption and consumer surplus and producer surplus, and then on the welfare of quota imposing country. So this is the partial equilibrium analysis of quota. Okay, we can see this is the supply of good, this is the demand for good, and then here we have equilibrium. So equilibrium price is $50 before the imposition of quota, okay, and before international trade. So this is autarky equilibrium, no? When there is no international trade. So this is the equilibrium price, and here somewhere this is the equilibrium quantity, 50. And now if there is a free trade, so this is a free trade price, $20. So if there is a free trade, this is 20 units is the domestic production, and then 80 is the domestic consumption, and this would be the import. Okay, 80 minus 20, 60 units would be imports. But if there is a tariff, suppose we impose a tariff, 50% tariff, then this will increase from $20 to $30. And then we can see that this is the domestic production, this is the domestic demand, and then import would be 70 minus 30, 40 units would be imported. This is the case when we have tariff. But now instead of imposing a tariff, if we impose a quota, okay, 40, and we say that only 40 units would be imported. Okay, so if this is the quota limit, okay, 40 units could be imported, then we can see that again domestic production would be 30, domestic consumption would be 70, and this is the amount of quota, okay, 70 minus 30, 40 units, and then price would increase to $30 as it will increase in the case of tariff. So we can see that the level of production would be same as with tariff if we impose the quota, equivalent quota. Okay. then level of consumption would also be same. Okay. So we can see that either you impose a tariff, or if you impose the quota here, the level of consumption is still 70. So level of domestic consumption would be the same as with tariff. Then we can see that we have these two regions of the deadweight loss. Okay. So you saw in last chapter, if there is a tariff, we
Sir,
have these two regions of deadweight loss. Yes. Okay. So we have these
sir,
two regions of deadweight loss.
non-tariff
Yes.
barriers to trade और उसपे two lines है बाकी आपका टाइम सब
Yes.
show नहीं हो रहा है सर अब slide change हुई है मेरी
Slide change नहीं हो रही. Okay. So
पहले नहीं हुई अभी अभी हुई है एक
yes,
सेकंड हुआ है
deadweight loss is these two triangles are deadweight loss. Okay. So whether we impose a tariff or we impose a quota, and tariff is equivalent to the amount of quota, then we can see that the results are same. Okay, we can see that the increase in production, decrease in consumption, this area is the loss in consumer surplus. Okay, this is the gain in producer surplus, this area. Okay, these two area are the deadweight loss, which is the loss in welfare. Okay, so the results are same whether we impose a quota or equivalent tariff. So now my question is, which one would you prefer, tariff or quota?
सर टैरिफ्स
अब tariff prefer करेंगे. Why?
सर टैरिफ तो करेंगे
Why you will prefer tariff?
सर क्योंकि
टैरिफ
टैरिफ में एक तो चॉइस है, दूसरा जो है वो अगर प्राइस क्योंकि हमेशा कांस्टेंट तो नहीं रहती ना, प्राइस ऊपर नीचे होती है तो उसके
इम्पोर्ट
हिसाब
को
से वैल्यू
जो
भी
है
एडजस्ट हो जाएगा.
देखिए इस सिचुएशन में हमने कोटा लगाया या इक्विवेलेंट हमने टैरिफ लगाया, सारे रिजल्ट सेम है, लेकिन इसके बावजूद भी वी प्रीफर टैरिफ rather than quota. And this would be clear if I explain the next situation, if there is increase in demand. So if there is increase in demand, then we can see that the effects of tariff or and quota would be different. Before the increase in demand, the effects are same, but if there is increase in demand, then the effects of tariff and quota would be different. Okay. Let's see the effect. Okay. So then we will see that what are the concerns. So initial effects of a tariff and a quota are similar before the change in demand. Okay. But if there is a change in the domestic supply or demand, then we can see that the effects would be different. Okay. Why? Because if you have imposed tariff and if there is an increase in demand, that increase in demand would be fulfilled through imports. Okay. But if you have imposed quota and then there is an increase in demand, then that increase in demand, we cannot fulfill through imports because we have imposed a limit on the imports, that is the quota. So that's why it means we have to fulfill that increase in demand through domestic production. But if there is increase in demand and we want to fulfill that increase in demand from domestic production, domestic producer will produce a higher quantity if there is an increase in price. So this means if you have imposed quota and there is increase in demand, then there will be increase in domestic price. But if you have imposed tariff and there is an increase in demand, then that increase in demand would be fulfilled through imports without change in the domestic price. Okay? Because this is a small country and this country is facing horizontal international supply curve. So if it is a small country and the supply is perfectly elastic, then this means that whatever is the demand, that demand would be fulfilled through international market at the same price. Okay. Let's look at this is the case. Now this is the initial demand curve dx. Okay, this is the initial supply curve sx. Okay, and this is the price. Okay, $1. Okay, and this is a free trade price. What would be in this case the autarky price? What would be the autarky price? How many dollars?
Sir, 3.75, I guess.
3.75. Why 3.75? This is
सर मेरी स्लाइड फिर से चेंज नहीं हुई है.
there is a problem with your system. चेक करें अपने MS Team को ना या अपने सिस्टम के.
सर 3 पॉइंट समथिंग है.
Yes,
सर
3.
जब
अगर इसको स्ट्रेट ले लें तो ये $3 है ना. सही है. ठीक है. So this is the autarky price. Then, or if there is a free trade, then international price is $1. $1, and this is also this horizontal line could be called international supply line. So this country is facing horizontal international supply line, so this means the supply is perfectly elastic. So and this is the international price, because this is a small country, so a small country cannot affect the international price. So this country at this international price, whatever amount of commodity X they want, they can get at $1. Okay. So if there is a free trade, now my question is, domestic price is $1. Okay, and what would be domestic production?
सर 20 सर.
10 units.
Yes, 10 units, no? Because this is the domestic supply line. So if this is the free trade price, $1, so you will move here, and this is 10 units. Okay, what would be domestic demand? The domestic
units.
supply is 10. Okay, so
70.
domestic demand, yes, domestic demand is 70. Okay, so 70 minus 10. So import would be
60 to
60. So this is here it is written free trade. International price is $1. Okay, domestic supply is 10 units. Domestic demand is 70 units. Imports are 60 units. Now there is 100% tariff. So tariff is 100%. So this means price will increase from $1 to $2 in the domestic market. Okay, but in the international market, the price is still $1. So it means you are getting that product in $1, but now you have to pay 100% tariff, ad valorem tariff to custom officials. So this means the price in the domestic market would become $2. Okay, so if price is $2, so what would be the domestic supply?
20 units.
20 units. Okay, so if $2, this is the domestic supply. So it means domestic supply will increase by 10 units, and the domestic supply is 20 units. At $2, so this is the price which is with tariff. So we can see that domestic demand is 50 units. Now 50 minus 30, so minus 20. 50 minus
30.
domestic supply is 20, so 30 is the import. This is, okay. So this is the price with tariff. This is the price without tariff, free trade price. Supply is 20, okay, and demand is 50, okay, and imports are 30. So this is the case when we have imposed tariff. Now suppose we are not imposing a tariff. Okay. This is the free trade price. Instead of imposing a tariff, we are imposing import quota, and we are saying that only 30 units of this commodity are allowed to be imported. So this means we put a quantitative restriction on the import of this good, and the quantity is 30 units. This is the quota. No? Now we can see that if this is the initial price, and if we are saying only 30 units would be the imports, so with this 30 imports, okay, here when the imports were 30, we can see that the price was $2. So price is $2. So price should be $2. Okay, when the imports quota is 30, okay, we can see that domestic supply is 20, okay, domestic demand is 50, domestic supply is 20, domestic demand is 50, same, domestic demand 50, domestic supply 20, and import is 30. So you can see that whether you impose 100% tariff in this case, whether you impose quota, and this tariff is equivalent to quota, then the results are same. Okay, you can see that the results are same. Price will increase by the same amount, production will increase by the same amount, demand will decrease by the same amount. So then the question is, what would be the revenue? Okay, so in case of tariff, this rectangle area is the revenue. Okay, what would be the tariff revenue in this case?
So $60.
$60? No. How much is import when you have imposed tariff?
30.
30.
30.
On each import, how much you are paying
One.
additional? $1. Okay, so you are paying $1 additional, no? So this is $1.
30.
Okay, yes, this is 30. This
The
area
revenue
is
30.
yes, base into height, na, rectangle. So $1 multiplied by 30, so this is $30. So this means we will generate tariff revenue of $30 when we have imposed 100% tariff in this case. But if we have imposed quota and there is no quota fee, then revenue would be zero. But we can generate this $30 revenue if we charge quota fee. Okay, we have to issue the license, no, to a firm, and we will allow that firm to import that product. And if we charge $30, okay, through bidding process, then the revenue would also be same, no? Whether it is a tariff or whether it is a quota. So we can see that in this case, before increase in demand, everything is same. Okay? Tariff and quota. Now we will see if there is an increase in domestic demand and demand increases from dx to dx prime, then what will happen? Okay, this is the case. We have imposed quota and then there is a raise in demand. Okay, demand increases. So you can see that if you have imposed tariff, if there is a tariff, 100% tariff, so price would be $2. We can see, na? If there is 100% tariff, price will be $2. And if there is an increase in demand, okay, so then this is the original demand curve and this is the new demand curve. So this means this increase in demand would be fulfilled through imports. Okay, so you have imposed tariff, 100% tariff, and demand increases, and demand curve will shift from dx to dx prime. So price is still $2. Okay, but what will happen now? Demand is 65. Okay, so demand has increased by HK. Demand has increased by HK amount, and we can see 65 minus 50, 15 units. There is increase in 15 units. So now demand is 65. Before demand was 50. But now after increase in demand, demand is 65. So if you have imposed tariff, then this increase in demand would be fulfilled through imports. Okay, before import was 30 units, you can see import was 30 units. Now if there is an increase in demand of X by 15 units, so this means this 15 units would be imported. So then 30 plus 15, your import would be 45. This is import is 45. And there is no change in domestic supply. Okay, when you have imposed tariff, you can see that domestic supply is 20x. So after increase in demand, because that increase in demand would be fulfilled through import, so there is no change in domestic supply, and that increase in demand would be fulfilled through import. So two things are clear. So if you have imposed tariff and there is an increase in demand, then there will be no change in domestic price. Domestic price would still remain $2. There will be no change in domestic supply. Domestic supply will also remain same. Domestic demand will increase, okay, and imports will increase. Okay, this is the case. But now if we look at the same raise in demand and we have import quota. Import quota is 30x. So you have imposed quota of 30x and there is an increase in demand from dx to dx prime. So because this increase in demand of 15 units cannot be fulfilled through imports, because there is a quantitative restriction on import. You cannot import more than 30x. So then the question is, from where this increased demand would be fulfilled? So this increased demand would be fulfilled from domestic supply. But domestic supplier will not produce this additional X at the same $2. They want a higher price. So if they get a higher price, then they will produce more. But when price increases, so this means quantity demand will decrease. So for the same 30 units of imports, and if there is an increase in demand, so this means price will increase from $2 to $2.5. Okay, price will increase. Now demand will not be 65 because price has increased, so demand would be 55. Okay. And because price has increased, now supply will not be 20, supply will increase to 25. So you can see that 55 minus 25, again import quota is maintained 30x. So now you can make a comparison. So if you have imposed tariff, there is no change in price, there is no change in supply, but if you have imposed quota, there will be increase in price, okay, there will be increase in supply. The next slide is more clear. This is a comparison. So if you have imposed quota, price will increase. Okay. If you have imposed tariff, price is same. If you have imposed quota, demand will increase, but you can see that the increase in domestic demand is less than this amount when you have imposed tariff. You can see that if you have imposed quota, there will be no change in domestic supply, but in case of quota, there is increase in domestic supply. If you have imposed quota, surely there will be no change in import because already there is quantitative restriction. But if you have imposed tariff and there is increase in demand, imports will increase. Now you can make a comparison. Which one is better, tariff or quota? Yes, which one is better?
Tariff.
Yes, tariff is better because if you have imposed tariff and there is an increase in demand, and surely demand will increase. If population is increasing, demand will increase. Then this means consumer will suffer because they have to pay a higher price. You can also see that the consumers are paying a higher price, getting a lower quantity compared to tariff. Income in tariff, they are paying a lower price compared to quota and getting a higher quantity. Here, do you think this is good? We are producing more of commodity X. Do you think this is good for the economy? Yes or no?
सर जब प्राइस ही इंक्रीज हो रही है तो कैसे गुड?
No, my question is, do you think it is good to produce more X? Yes or no? Do you think it is good to produce more X domestically?
No, sir.
Yes, your answer is correct. Now the question is why no?
क्योंकि सर जब हमें इम्पोर्ट के ज़रिए कम प्राइस $1 में मिल रही है, सॉरी $2 में, वही उतनी डिमांड, तो हम क्यों उसको मज़ीद 2.5 में प्रोडक्ट्स प्रोड्यूस करें उसको?
देखिए, this is the commodity that you are importing, na? And which type of commodity we import? The commodity in which we have comparative advantage or comparative disadvantage?
सर कंपैरेटिव डिसएडवांटेज.
Yes, वही commodity हम import करते हैं ना जिसमें हमें comparative disadvantage हो. तो जिस commodity में आपको comparative disadvantage है और उसको आप ज़्यादा produce करेंगे, this means you are diverting your resources from the sector to a sector where you have comparative disadvantage, so this will increase economic inefficiencies ना. ठीक है ना, आप इस सेक्टर में ऑलरेडी इनएफिशिएंट है ना, इसीलिए तो आपको कंपैरेटिव कॉस्ट डिसएडवांटेज है. जिस कमोडिटी में आपको कंपैरेटिव कॉस्ट डिसएडवांटेज है एंड स्टिल यू आर ट्राइंग टू प्रोड्यूस मोर ऑफ दैट गुड because you have imposed quota, So this will increase inefficiencies, this will increase deadweight loss, and there will be a welfare loss. And if you have imposed tariff, you can see that our imports are higher if there is increase in demand. So trade volume will increase. But in case of quota, we have fixed the trade. No? 30 units से ज़्यादा आप import कर ही नहीं सकते. So this is also a disadvantage of having a quota rather than tariff. That's why WTO says that we have to change all quotas into equivalent tariff. This is called tarification. तो WTO ये कहता है कि आज जिस कंट्री ने जिन कमोडिटी पे कोटा लगाया हुआ है तो आप उसके इक्विवेलेंट टैरिफ लगा दें. तो क्योंकि उसको फ़ायदा ये होगा कि अगर आपने अभी उसके इक्विवेलेंट टैरिफ लगा दिया, फ्यूचर में डिमांड बढ़ेगी तो फिर प्राइसेस जो है वो चेंज नहीं होंगी और कंज्यूमर जो है वो सफ़र नहीं करेगा. देन इंपोर्ट्स विल इंक्रीज ना, ट्रेड जो है वो वॉल्यूम बढ़ जाएगा. This is the reason. Now I think it's clear that actually restriction is bad. No, we have to move towards free trade. तो WTO तो ये कहता है कि we have to move towards free trade. लेकिन if you want to impose a tariff or quota, if you want to put a restriction on trade, तो WTO ये कहते हैं कि अगर आपको restrict करना है trade को तो बेहतर ये होगा कि आप टैरिफ लगाएं बजाय इसके कि आप इंपोर्ट कोटा लगाएं, क्योंकि इंपोर्ट कोटा के जो है ना फ्यूचर में फिर उसके जो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हैं दे आर नॉट गुड. वी विल फेस दिस टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स. सो दिस इज अ कंपैरिजन. यस
सर, इसी में ही जब हम कोटा इम्पोज कर रहे हैं तो इसमें भी तो लॉन्ग टर्म में ऐसा हो सकता है कि जो कंजप्शन है वो पॉपुलेशन जैसे जैसे इंक्रीज़ हो रही है, कंजप्शन भी इंक्रीज़ हो रही है और फिर हम उसको डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्शन से, डोमेस्टिक सप्लाई से फुलफ़िल कर रहे हैं. तो हम इस तरीके से जो है वो इंपोर्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट इंडस्ट्रीज़ कायम कर रहे हैं. तो ये है कि हम खुद मुख्तार हो रहे हैं उस प्रोडक्ट में, तो ये भी तो बेहतर है लॉन्ग टर्म में.
ये तो हम उस प्रोडक्ट में क्यों खुद मुख्तार होने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं जिसमें हमें कंपेरेटिव कॉस्ट डिसएडवांटेज है. पहले हम अपने आप को कॉस्ट एफिशिएंट तो करें, हमें कंपेरेटिव एडवांटेज तो आए. देखिए ना, ये तो कंफर्म है ना कि हम इसको इंपोर्ट क्यों कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमें कंपेरेटिव कॉस्ट डिसएडवांटेज है ना, हम एफिशिएंट नहीं है ना. तो जिन सेक्टर में हम एफिशिएंट हैं हम अपने रिसोर्सेज को उन्हीं सेक्टर में डाइवर्ट करें, ठीक है, और उससे हम जो है बजाय इसके कि जिस सेक्टर में हम एफिशिएंट हैं हम रिसोर्सेज को वहाँ रखने के बजाय उसको डाइवर्ट करके हम उन सेक्टर पे ले आएँ जहाँ पे हम इनएफिशिएंट हैं. तो इससे तो इनएफिशिएंसीज में इजाफा होगा ना. इकोनॉमिक्स इज़ दी स्टडी ऑफ एफिशिएंट एलोकेशन ऑफ स्केर्स रिसोर्सेज. तो रिसोर्सेज तो स्केर्स हैं और हमने ये कहा है कि यहाँ फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट है. ये हमारी अजम्पशंस है ना, फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट है. अब फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट है, रिसोर्सेज स्केर्स हैं, आप जो है प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाना चाहते हैं एक ऐसे कमोडिटी की जिसमें आपको कंपैरेटिव डिसएडवांटेज है. तो इसका मतलब ये होगा कि आप अपनी रिसोर्सेज को डाइवर्ट करेंगे एक एफिशिएंट सेक्टर से इनएफिशिएंट सेक्टर की तरफ, क्योंकि आपने जो है वो कोटा लगाया हुआ है, आप इंपोर्ट जो है वो बढ़ा नहीं सकते. तो बेहतर ये है कि आप टैरिफ लगाएं, जितना ज़्यादा जो है डिमांड बढ़ती है आप उसको इंपोर्ट से फुलफिल करें. हाँ, फिर आप ऐसी जिन कमोडिटी में आपको कंपैरेटिव डिसएडवांटेज है आप जो है उसमें रिसर्च करें और फिर आप ऐसी टेक्निक्स जो हैं देखें कि आप किस तरह आपका जो डिसएडवांटेज है कंपैरेटिव वो एडवांटेज में कन्वर्ट हो जाए. then you can allow. Okay, we have one chapter, we will discuss the import substitution and export promotion policies. जब ये आपने क्या है ना import
Sir?
substitute, उसके भी एडवांटेज और डिसएडवांटेजेस हैं इंपोर्ट सब्स्टिट्यूशन के और एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन के. अभी इस वक्त अजान हो रही है, मैं थोड़ा सा इसको ब्रेक ले रहा हूँ.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Okay, so this is the comparison that if there is a tariff, so increase in demand will leave the domestic price and domestic production unchanged. Okay, we just saw there will be no change in demand, there will be no change in domestic price, but it will result high consumption and imports. Okay. Here you can see there will be no change in price, no change in domestic supply, higher consumption and higher import if you have imposed tariff and there is increase in demand. But if you have imposed quota, an increase in demand will leave import unchanged, but will result in higher domestic price and greater domestic production. Okay, higher domestic price, greater domestic production. Imports is same. And then if we see the revenue effect, government will receive tax revenue if you have imposed tariff, and if you have imposed quota, revenue goes to license firm unless we auction it in a competitive market. So you can generate revenue in both cases. If you put a license fee for import and then generate that revenue, for tariff you will also generate revenue. The difference is here. Then if we see the trade effect, so if you have imposed tariff, trade effect may be uncertain, no? We don't know how much would be, but if you have imposed quota, trade effect is certain because we are sure that there is no change in import, there is a limit on import, so trade effect is certain, no? We know that these are the number of units that would be imported, which is allowed under quota. But in case of tariff, this trade effect is not certain if there is an increase in demand. So this is the comparison between tariff and quota. So this means tariff is preferred over quota. Then next is voluntary export restraint. Okay. You see, if you impose tariff or if you impose a quota, surely it will be disclosed, and then maybe government will face a difficulty when they go for election, because people will know that government has imposed tariff or government has imposed quota. Another way to restrict import is you have to apply voluntary export restraint, because your imports are the export of some other countries. So instead of imposing a tariff on import or imposing import quota, you can impose a voluntary export restraint. In this case, what will happen? You will request your trading partner that you have to reduce your export to our country. So when they are reducing their export to our country, automatically it means your imports would be lower. Okay, so you are making a request to your trading partner to reduce your export or restrict your export, okay, to your country, and then in that way you will achieve the same objective that you have done through tariff or quota, that your import would be lower. So this is called VER, voluntary export restraint. So voluntary export restraint exists when the exporting nation voluntarily restricts its export to a numerical limit. So generally this action is taken to reduce the likelihood of the importing country imposing some other form of barrier to trade. Okay. And the welfare effects are similar. to quota, but with the quota rent going to the foreign producer. Now you will not get the quota rent. Okay? You go to foreign producer. So and this happened, in 1981, Japan and US agreed to a VER of 1.68 million automobiles to be imported annually by the US from Japan. So Japan was exporting Japanese car to United States. So it means Japanese exports are the imports of US. So what they agreed through voluntary export restraint, US made a request to Japan to restrict their export of car to 1.68 million annually. So you see, the other way was that US could impose a quota of 1.68 million, or they could impose an equivalent tariff that could result import of car to 1.68 million. But rather than imposing a quota, rather than imposing a tariff on imports of car from Japan, they made an agreement where United States requested Japan to restrict their automobile export to United States, 1.68 million. So this means their automobile import of United States from Japan would be 1.68 million without any tariff, without any. And this is possible, how your trade relations are with your trading partners. Sometimes you make a request, but it is not necessary that your trading partner accept that request. Okay, so that's why then you have to go for tariff, or you have to go for quota. If you think that your request will not be entertained by the trading partner, then you have to impose tariff or quota. Otherwise, if there are some relationship between the countries, these two countries, then they can agree on voluntary export restraint. So it means Japan voluntarily agree to restrain their export of automobile to United States to a certain limit. Okay, this is the case. Okay. So I will stop here. Okay.